Scott. Two-tier policing or just good old-fashioned dust up with the filth? This is the Daily Mail live from Whitehall.
Apparently there was some chaos in Whitehall today during the St. George's Day rally. Do we have any footage of it? It only lasted for about less than 30 seconds, really.
Argy-bargy, I would call it, rather than chaos.
I think so, whatever that means. It's a charming term. And I think they were trying to push past the zone they were meant to keep the...
Yeah.
And it hadn't even started. It was before 3 o'clock, before the whole rally thing started.
Yeah.
And they just, I think, wanted to cause a bit of trouble, like have a bit of rough and tumble fun, is what it looks like.
But I don't know, they did seem to be, I mean, I couldn't see it all, but they looked like they were being kettled in a fair bit.
The police really took a swing at some of them.
Yeah.
I think they've been frustrated because they haven't been able to flex their muscle in the last few months with the protests going on.
Well, this is the thing that everyone's going to draw comparisons with, isn't it? And I suppose those comparisons will not really sort of survive or hold up, perhaps.
Well, no, I think there is an element of two-tier to it, because today's one it doesn't have all the baggage. No one, firstly, would be arrested for being openly Turkish or whatever.
Openly a dragon.
Yeah, that would have been a problem. But the Saturday protests, the Palestinian situation, is about the way that the police have a fear, and that's what's manifesting itself. It's not about the word. I know we're now talking about a different story, but it's not about the words the police officer used with openly Jewish. The problem is that the police are effectively realising they are policing a powder keg by arresting the sparks. And that's a very short-term plan, because it doesn't solve the problem in any way. To not have the bravery to say, you've got the right to protest, but you break the law, you get arrested, even if we're arresting someone from the side that might kick off, that is what is required. So that might have been there today, because there's no fear.
No, that's right. The funny thing is the old-fashioned thugs aren't the ones that people are afraid of anymore, are they? Because we've seen it and we know it doesn't escalate beyond the old-fashioned sort of football violence.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think, and I also think these guys were a bit worked up because they felt as though I watched an 8-minute interview that the Times produced, speaking to some of the people that were there, and everyone they spoke to felt, whatever this means, that their country has been taken from them and they want it back. And then when asked for specific examples, people couldn't give any, but they all said they would vote for Tommy Robinson or whatever his real name is, were he to run for prime minister. So I think this is a sect of people, and I think they're frustrated.
But it is interesting that, isn't it? But they've been talking for years now, decades arguably, in America in particular, about the danger of awakening racial consciousness in the white majority. That they say the more that you get Black Lives Matter, or the more you take any individual's racial minority and you elevate the importance of that as a sort of organising principle for those people, there is a danger that the white majority start to think, well, then it's about time. And this is what I feel is happening in this country. I don't remember there ever being St. George's Day riots at all when I was growing up, or any kind of activity.
I feel like, though, you can't have both, because if what you're saying is accurate, then you might say a majority of white people feeling as though their power or their country's been taken away from them, already they're putting themselves in a higher position of power. So already they've taken that role on, and they've created the frisson, whatever it is. I mean, they've said it's a competition between you and us. When in the reality, people that live in minority groups, I grew up in one myself, you just want equal what everyone else has, not more.
Well, that's interesting, but we'll have to move on for this time.